Let's start our lesson. As you know, we have 5 weeks in the first term, and I want to make one revision about these lessons. We have just 2 weeks before starting our normal lessons. We are expecting to start 18th January. And now, week and second week, we mentioned the types and components of computer systems. Did you remember that the subtitles are hardware and software and the main components of computer systems? These are very important and main skeleton of our ICT. And now let's start what means hardware and software and with the examples here. Okay, guys, hardware is a general term, and we are using for physical components. If you touch and if you feel something with the electronic machine, we are saying that hardware. And we can make up a computer system such as the keyboard and mouse and monitor and printer, whatever you see on your world, like electronic world, and we are saying that hardware. It can be, of course, it can be internal and external. What does it mean? Let's think about that. Let's remember that. Internal means if there is inside of the computer system, and external is if there is outside and removable, and maybe we can change the place, we can make some changes about the system. Okay, now and we are adding some more things. Okay, thank you. And as you see here on the screen, it's not very clear, but we can understand that the hardware, if you think about that, some monitor and speakers and keyboard and printer, all of things, we are saying that hardware. Okay, software, what does it mean? Software is a general term, as you know, like hardware, and we are using generally for programs or the other names applications and software. Okay, and it controls the computer system such as application and system. Okay, everything's okay now? Is there a problem? If not, we can continue. Thank you very much. Okay, and hardware and external and internal, how we can understand with the example? Let's see. From the external hardware, I put it on the slide from the left side, and the internal hardware, I put it the right side. Let's see. The first one is, if you know something about hardware, the first thing is input devices. This is example just mouse. Why we are saying that the input devices are mouse? Because you can click and it is counted in the system. For example, selecting, for example, renaming, and so on, the other things. And let's see, the other thing is about the external hardware, output devices. What can we give this example? For example, monitor, as you see here. And the other thing is storage devices. We are using generally hard drive or, for example, USB drive and flash drive. You can say, I think just a few years ago, we were using that CD and DVD. CD-ROM and DVD-ROM. And the other one is, these are just examples, three of them, and the other one is internal hardware. The first internal hardware is motherboard, as you see here. This example. The other one is ROM. We are seeing that read-only memory. We will explain the other slides, but now we are mentioning only memory. Okay, random access memory, the other name is RAM, and video cards, and sound cards, and the last thing is internal storage devices. Like storage devices, we have also in our system. Why we are saying that these are internal hardware, let's remind it, let's remember it, because of that, these are inside all our systems. Okay, we have just up to the time. I'm making you just a few minutes. Type on the chat box 3 external hardware devices. Okay, that's good. I'm making you. You will see that on the chat box. Okay, everybody. Let me see. Okay, two of you. You checked it. Wow, very nice. Leyla Çaybaşı. Okay, microphone, speaker, and mouse. Very nice. Okay, what about the other students? Wow, Elif. You said computer, speaker, and microphone. Computer, also we are using this term for all system, right? Speaker and microphone is true, right? Thank you very much. What about the others? I think you know that these external hardware devices, but I want to see you are following us or not. Okay, maybe you are thinking about that, you are typing on the chat box. Okay. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. Just Melike, okay, you typed it here, keyboard, scanner, and printers. Oh, the camera is disabled, they are saying that. Camera is disabled. Okay, just a little bit, we will fix this problem. Okay, let me continue our lesson. Now, okay, let me give this example. Now on the screen, as you see here, mouse, keyboard, camera, projector, and hardware and so on. You know that. Okay, now let's continue our next slide. Okay, here internal hardware devices. And the first thing is motherboard we said. Okay, let's see now. Just the example of the motherboard is very nice. You know, this is a circuit board, and there are something to plug in, and we can remove it, but we cannot remove some of them. But very, very good things and big one. And in the case of our system, you know, there are some things that maybe you wanted the other times, CPU and the RAM slots, and the other, for example, BIOS slots, something we have. Okay. Now, let's see what it is. It's a printed circuit board, as you see here, and it allows the processors and other computer hardware to function and communicate with each other. Means if you don't have any motherboard or mainboard, another name, and you cannot connect all devices inside of system. So, for example, let's think about it. You don't have any motherboard. You have a keyboard and mouse and, for example, a printer and a monitor, but you don't know how you can combine it. Let's see here. This motherboard is the function of combining. It consists of hard plastics such as copper, alloy, aluminum. Just extra information about that. It contains several sockets, as you see here. We have some places inside of or on the motherboard. Okay, sockets and slots to connect the other components. Okay, let's continue. You know that the CPU is very important. This is also brain of our system, computer system. CPU, sometimes we are confusing the name. What does it mean? For example, if you say that CPU is the case of our system, it's not every time true. Okay? This is central processing unit. The CPU is a small chip, as you see here. This, for example, 9th generation is the model of the CPU. Okay? Why we are using that? Let's see. Oh, I'm going to back. And for example, here on the motherboard, there's a picture. Let's see that it's part of the computer that interprets and executes the commands. And also the commands from the computer hardware and software. When we start up our system, and there are some applications of our system, right? It started with the operating system, but firstly it's going to all process through CPU. Okay, the CPU is now referred to as the microprocessors. We know that the microprocessor is CPU. It is also made up of a control unit. There are some parts, for example, arithmetic and logical unit and control unit and something. It controls input and output devices. Okay, and I said that arithmetic and logical unit, we are saying that A and U. And let's say that the other one is immediate, sorry, immediate access store, and we are using RAM on our system. Okay, but the other thing is, we mentioned that name, RAM access memory, and the other one is read-only memory. RAM is different and ROM is different. What are the differences between them? Okay, RAM is like this on the picture, and there are some RAM types, for example, small size and big size, but according to our motherboard, we can use our random access memory. And read-only memory, like here on the picture, like chip, there are some legs, and it is running on the motherboard. And the other thing is here, the feature of that. Random access memory, it stores data temporarily when running applications. It means when you switch off your computer, okay, and it goes, you cannot see, it loses our data. And the other thing is, for ROM, it is used to store information permanently. Okay, generally, and maybe all of them, it is how can I say, installed by the company, and after that you cannot change. If you don't have any special machines or hardware machines in your home. Okay, and the other thing is, as you see, it keeps data until power to this computer system off. Okay, we mentioned that. And the information is not lost in the ROM, and even when power is turned off the computer. We said that. Okay, it is often referred to as a volatile or temporary memory. We said that these are temporary because of this. When we turn off, it goes, we can lose our information. The other one is what is the difference between this one is RAM in volatile and read-only memory is non-volatile memory. According to time, maybe I can explain more. Okay, it cannot be altered. Okay, the other thing is internal hardware devices. We can say video card and sound card. If you didn't see before, maybe this is the first time, but I explained to you in our first term lessons. The video cards, there are some, on the circuit board, there are some chips and the phone or something, and power fund also we have. If you have video card on your system, if it is good quality and good company quality, you can use your screen or games or applications very well, okay? And what's that? The other thing is sound cards. Generally, we have laptops and we can move somewhere, but these are all the board. But some personal computers, some desktop computers, we have for maybe when you buy it, there's no design of system, sound card and video card. Okay? If you want to buy it, you need to definitely find the features about that. If it's supported by the motherboard or not. Okay? And let's give some information about video card. The first thing is it allows the computer to centralize the information. We are not using for the sound, but with the video card, actually you can hear your videos and you can display it with the video card, such as monitor, television, or projector. As you see, these are the examples. And with the sound card, it provides the computer to produce sounds. In our computer system, in laptops, we are all on the board. We are not removing and we are not changing features to cover the sound or the video or the monitor. We need to go and find some extra features which may. Okay. Now we are using the sound that can be these sound can be heard by the user. For example, the speakers and headphones we are using with these sound cards. And what about the video card? Usually it usually connects to the motherboard on the desktop computers. Okay? And what about that? The sound card allows a user to record sound from a microphone on a desk. There are some places here, blue and sometimes red and pink, also green and the gray. If you see that, some of them are different features we have. For example, one of them is for the speaker, one of them is for the microphone, one of them is, or two of them is some recording options with the spatial cameras. Okay, we are using that. And the other thing is, I know that I like this slide, it's very important. Hard disk drive HDD and a solid state drive SSD. Okay? These are important. If you want to use huge places, I'm advising you can buy hard disk HDD. But if you want to use your information very quickly and faster than the other computers, this is only a feature of the hard drive. We are suggesting that SSD you can buy, okay? And what is the difference between them? HDD, just the inside of the HDD here, there are some disk inside and the reader and some chips we have. And for the SSD, these are very thin than of the HDD. You can find somewhere about what is the difference between them. If you buy it, for example, 1 terabyte hard disk or hard HDD, the price is approximately now 22 and 25,000 naira. And I searched it yesterday. If you want to buy this SSD, it is more than 40 or 50,000 naira, but only 250 gigabytes or 512 gigabytes. Okay, and let's see that hard disk drive. It is not a image. Okay, and it can be damaged. The other, for example, SSD, it can be damaged easily. And some of the main methods we are using for the hard drive storing, and whatever you want, you can store it. You can save it like music files and, for example, video files and text and photos and something. Especially we are using also software application software, we can save it and copy it and keep it on our hard drive. Okay, SSD, what is that? More computers use newer storage systems. We are saying SSD, and it is replacing HDD. I don't do that, but I think there are some new technologies instead of the SSD. Okay, the functions are the same and it says there HDD. Okay, we have here one video. Let's see that. Now, guys, let me show you. I think the microphone. Sorry, I need to arrange again because of the sound. Okay, we didn't click it before. Yes. Okay. Let's see now our video. Okay, let me find it. Wait. There's my control. Okay.
If you're the kind of person who's always wondered what's inside a computer, then this is the video for you. What we're going to do here is open up a machine and look at the 7 major components that you find inside. The motherboard is the heart of the computer. Every part either sits on the motherboard or connects to it in some way. In this machine,
okay, sorry for this. I will continue again.
This big red rectangle is the motherboard. The CPU is the central processing unit. It's the brain of the computer. It runs the software and processes the data that you're working on. In this machine, like most, the CPU sits under a big heat sink and fan, as you see here. The people who design CPU chips often leave behind pictures or sayings on the surface of the chip. They're incredibly tiny. You have to use a microscope to see them. But like the Easter eggs in a video game, they're there to amuse and surprise other people. The RAM is the random access memory, and it sits right on the motherboard. It holds the data and the software that you're currently running. On most motherboards, you'll find 1, 2, or 4 banks of RAM. Adding RAM to your machine is a really simple way to speed it up. This is what a stick of memory looks like. To add it to your machine, just find an open slot on your motherboard and slide it right in. This is the video card, and it connects to the motherboard with a special video card slot. The video card creates the images that appear on your monitor. Most motherboards accept either an AGP or a PCI Express video card. Serious gamers will upgrade their video cards every 3 to 6 months to get the best performance. The latest thing is to have 2 or even 4 video cards in a single machine. The power supply usually sits at the top of the case, and surprisingly, it supplies the power that the computer needs. All these different wires that you see in the case are coming from the power supply. A high-end machine can burn up to 800 watts. If you left that machine on 24 hours a day for a year, it might cost $700 just to run it. That's as much as some people spend on a whole machine. This is the hard disk. It holds your information even when the power's off. When you turn the power on, your software and data loads from the hard disk into the RAM. If you've got an old machine that you're ready to donate or recycle, it contains a lot of personal information. Deleting the files is not enough because someone with the right software can undelete those files. If you want to truly erase your data, you've got to destroy the drive. This is the optical drive. It sits in the front bay of your computer, and it uses a laser to read or write CDs and DVDs. CDs and DVDs can take an incredible amount of abuse. The one thing they can't handle is deep scratches. To protect your data, always keep them in a sleeve or a case. So there you have it. Those are the 7 major components that you'll find in any normal PC.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You watched this video. I want to ask some question about that. What do you think? What do you understand? Just a few words you can tell us. If it is possible, can you unmute your microphone? Okay, just I'm making you. Who wants to tell something about video or our first slides? Let's wait. Okay. Mohammed Musa, Yunus Emre. Okay. Who wants to say something? Who is talking now? Okay, Mohammed Musa, I saw your name. Can you help us what you understand this video? And just a few words, not all of them.
Yeah, so I can't hear you properly.
You didn't see properly, you didn't hear properly. Okay. What you see that on the system and this video?
Huh?
What you see? What did you see on the video? Just a few things you can tell us.
He talked about video cards and sound cards.
Video card and sound card, yes. He showed us. Very nice. Thank you very much. What about the other students? Thank you, Mohammed Musa. Okay. Ladies, we are waiting, ladies. Okay. Who wants to say something? I couldn't see you. Okay, let me choose you. For example, okay, Melike Sule, do you want to say something? So I think there's an internet problem maybe, but please don't share me, just tell something about that. Okay, thank you very much. Maybe you're not ready to tell something about our video. Let's continue. Now, oh, okay, I think, yeah, okay, we can start. Let's go to next slide. Dear students, after hardware information, just a few things we explained that. We have application software. What are they? Let's continue from here. The application and software also together, or the other name is program, we are using for soft things. It means some programs when we enter our system, we can click and do our work. These programs that allow the user to do specific tasks. For example, if you want to create an list, if you want to watch a video, if you want to listen to music, and if you want to do it on your system, like, for example, any biography, if you want to write it, you can use application software. Okay, the first one is word processor and speech sheet, the second one. Let's see that what are they. Word processor is used to manipulate text documents. You can type anything like on paper, but we are not using paper, we are using smart things. We are using on system. The general and common word processor software is Microsoft company. Microsoft Word 2019 now. And maybe some news, we will use that in new version. Okay? And you can type something like essay and report and newspapers and whatever you want. It can be created, edited, saving and updating text. Not only saving after having that you cannot edit like this, you can do everything with your text. Okay? And the other thing is copy and paste functions we can do. It's very simple features about that. Importing photos and images, we can link together also. Okay, and this is our word processor item. And the next one is spreadsheet. We are using generally manipulating data, and we are using organizing and manipulating our data, monitoring data, and these numbers are organized as columns and rows inside of cells. We are using generally the spreadsheet program like calculation. Okay, it can be, let's see here, done calculation, and we can do it some graphs, we can manage our graphs, and the next thing if we have, okay, we can make some modeling charts, for example, with the pictures, okay, but general picture is calculation of our numbers. Okay, let's continue. This is our item 2, and the other application software I want to mention here, database and photo editing. These are famous things. If you know, you can make your database on the MS Word and MS Excel, but there are some special software in our systems. If you install it, we are using to organize, manipulate, and analyze data. It's made up of one or more tables. Not only like in Excel, for example, in one spreadsheet, just one table, maybe if you want, you can make it. In spreadsheet, maybe one or more than two tables we can make it. But we are using the spatial database software to do for database. Okay, each row is called a report. Every different. If you want to learn it, these are generally break and network questions. Rows we are calling that in the database as report, and columns we are calling that as a field. Okay, next one. It can be added and deleted like Word, Excel, processes or softwares. Let's continue with the photo editing. This is our Access database software, Microsoft company. And what we can do with the photo editing, it allows a user to manipulate digital photographs stored on a computer. Okay? Nowadays, I'm making something. Let me tell about that. I want to make some banner, and this is, how can I do it? For example, you can, if you don't have any idea about software, anything photo, you can use very easily paid program. But it is not enough, and it's not good for professional design. Okay. It allows users to manipulate the photography set, and these applications allow photographers to remove unwanted items. On the, for example, let me tell you, Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop software, this is a very good application to edit our photos. Okay, next one, video editing. You know, video editing is very serious work. You can cut it, you can pass it, and manage it, and maybe some effects you can give on your document. It allows user to manipulate videos to produce an edited video. You know, we can do it with the video editing, rearrange and edit and remove video. For example, some sound and some frames and some seconds of our document. Okay, now let's continue. We can make some color correction and creating transition between the slide or videos. Okay, what about the graphics manipulation? This icon is Adobe Premiere, very famous video editing software. And graphics, what about the graphics manipulation? This is a little different between photo editing. Photo editing is a little bit simple one, and the graphics manipulation is professional, we can say. And it allows itself and recognizes images and something. Okay, okay. We can use the pixels. Let's continue here. Okay. These are just simple information. Vector image is different alphabets than the others. Okay, I'm not explaining everything, maybe just revision about lesson. You can remember it. If it's possible, I can show to you how can we edit our pictures. For example, on our database, you can do something, but according to time, it will be changed. Okay, control and measuring and apps. We have different applications. We can design our hardware. For example, you can make some different recording with your camera, and it should be some programming language. Okay, we can control and measure something with our application software. Okay, if you want to do that, for example, measure some physical quantities, for example, temperatures, and if you want to control applications, just need to find two software, okay? And the other one is apps. Let me show to you. Apps, you know, you heard that many times. It is short for applications. It runs on mobile phone or tablet, on your PC, and also we can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store. You know, these are very easy things. For example, just one example here: GPS, Global Positioning System. If you install it on your PC or mobile phone or tablet, you can find wherever you want to go, okay? Just control it. I'm trying to go, sorry, yeah, this is our picture. The other one is system software. You know, these programs, we can run properly our hardware and allows the user to communicate with the computer. Okay? I think you remember that I gave you some small papers. You wrote what was system software. Okay, some examples you wrote. Okay, the first and important thing is operating systems. These are codes. We are saying that, for example, if you heard that before, we have generally a common operating system Windows. Okay, this is Microsoft company, And the other operating systems we have are used before Ubuntu operating system. Like Ubuntu is Linux-based operating system. You can use it. Some things are very easy to do, some things are a little bit hard. But if you know that one operating system, you can do many things. Okay, what we can do with this, in operating systems, essentially software running in the background, okay, you cannot see. For example, when you create some application, it will continue to run in the background of our system. Okay, and it manages many of the basic functions, our operating systems. And without operating system, it's almost impossible to work with computers. You know, our hardware is working with the software. The first software is system software and operating system. And with the operating system, we can use it. Operating system also, they can do it something, some operations, input output operations. And the other thing is communicate with the computer and loading and running programs, okay? Okay. And the other one is managing of security, such as user accounts, logons, passwords. Okay, as I remember, we have one video, maybe after some slides. It's not going to write. Just, I will try to go back. For example, on this picture, as you see here, some logos. Let me ask some question. Maybe you remember that. If you see these picture logos, okay, who wants to tell us the third icon, which is right at top of this picture? Who wants to tell us which company of this logo? Okay, these are operating systems. Okay, I want to see. Okay, from right side, can you see here? Okay, is there anybody to tell us?
Hocam, the picture is not clear.
Not clear, sorry. Okay, it is not clear. Is it possible to make bigger there? Okay, let me arrange it a little bit. Okay, you said the picture is not clear. Okay, now how is it that? I think the light is not showing very well. Okay. Change anything. I will try to make bigger light quality. Okay, I will make a little bit big now. Okay, how is this? Okay, let me ask you again the right and top of the picture. I'm showing my finger. Okay, what say? The right side. Okay, distance.
Windows.
This one. Okay, you said that something.
Yes.
Window. Okay, thank you very much. That's good. And the next person is the other student is the first one from the left hand top of this. Okay, who want to say? You can eat sometimes. It's very delicious. Who wants to say? Okay, dear students. Okay, from maybe I'm making the answer. And we raise hand. Very nice, but I want to see the other one. Okay, Leke, Akande, Elma, and Iran, Ishan, Shule, okay. You are waiting.
Hocam, Apple.
Thank you very much. We were waiting the other students, but okay, thank you. This is what again, please?
Apple.
Apple. This
iPhone.
is Apple icon, yes.
iPhone.
Very well. We are not saying iPhone, maybe Apple company. Mac OS, we are saying that. Did you remember that? Mac OS, Macintosh. Okay, thank you very much. But I don't know, maybe you can't hear very well, but you will try it. It is like this our lesson. Okay, so I will try to hear. Let's see. Okay, let's do it. I couldn't change the size. Let me try here. Okay, with my scroll. Okay, that's good. One more. Okay, let's continue with the next slide. The other thing is, our operating system, we have compiler and linkers. Okay, it's a computer program. Compilers are the computer program, and it translates the program written in a high-level language. So you will hear that after graduation of high school, maybe if you want, you can learn the high-level language, the programming language. And compilers are called source code, and other compiler is called object code. We can use that. What are the very famous nowadays? Java, Python, Visual Basic, and C++. These are all famous compiler system software. You can make some coding, you can make some programs with this compiler. Okay, what about the linkers? These are computer programs, and it takes one or more object files to produce. And it can combine the different programs inside of one program. Okay, just some icons and the logos of the compilers and linkers. Okay, guys, let's continue to divide driver and utilities. These are very famous. For example, let me explain something. Most of the printer users, they are buying some new printers, but unfortunately, they are saying that I cannot use my printer. Why? Because they didn't install the driver of the printer. How can they do it? This is very important. You don't to search on the Google and you need to find the printer driver. And just only you can go to company of this page. For example, if you buy from the HP, for example, let's say F125 is the version or the model of the printer, you can just go to HP website, HP www.hp.com, and after that you can find the driver section, okay, and you can do it, you can download it okay, this one. Okay, you can download it, your driver, according to your operating system. And the other thing, okay, we are using generally for the printers. Okay, the utilities, what was that? These are very famous and every day we are using utilities. For example, for the unfiled or guest saving. Let's say here, our computers are working a little slow, and maybe sometimes it's suddenly shutting down. And what do you think? Maybe there are some features, there are some problems. Maybe the hardware, you have hardware problem, or the other one is maybe you have just wireless problem. How you can solve it? With the utilities, you can make some solutions. The software, utilities are software we can design to carry out this task for the computer. We want to remove our virus is inside of the system, we can use antivirus. Okay, for example, here I gave this antivirus example, and this repair if your hard drive or this flash drive, if they are working with what we can make this repair. And security and screensavers, these are screensavers are very easy, and this preferences also other example of utilities. Now, I'm advising you, if you are using Microsoft Windows, for example, 7, 8, or 10, generally, inside of these operating systems, we have default antivirus utility or software. This name is Windows Defender. If you update 2 days, one time, or in a week, or in a month, you can keep your files safely. Okay. Let me go next one. Slowly. Okay. Let me go a little bit back if it is possible. Okay, there is no next one. Okay, this is the second part of our revision. The main component of the computer system. You heard that many times input devices and output devices, and secondary storage. Additionally, we have process. Okay, now let's continue. In the picture also from the left side, you can see one system, desktop computers. And this here, computer monitor and keyboard and mouse and the case or system of our computer. Okay. Inside of the system, we have RAM and ROM and motherboard and other things. For example, internal hardware. And figure also you can add it more. These are just examples of computer components. Okay. And if you think about that, which one is input, which one is output device, or which one is storage device, just you can know that. I know in Cambridge exams, in the past questions, they are asking generally these kind of questions. For example, input devices and output devices, they are asking some examples. And storage devices, for example, you can run it or you can write it yourself. Okay. Input devices, the four most famous of them, keyboard and mouse. Output devices, monitor and printer. And most famous of storage devices, we are using CD or DVD, rewriter and drive, removable hard disk drive, just portable you can say. And these are all our components. Okay. Internal hardware device components, that's mentioned already. These are just some repetition about that you need to know very well. CPU is set central processing unit on the motherboard, we can find it. And hard disks are no HDD and SSD we have. And the other thing is RAM, random access memory. And the other one is ROM, read-only memory. We have operating systems, and the other part of our revision lesson. We will mention that here operating systems and types of computers a bit more. Okay, operating systems, these are especially software running in the background of computer systems. These are system software. We mentioned that before these slides. Okay. And there are many tasks on the operating systems. They are controlling the operation into out and storage. And they are supervising loading, running, and storage of the software. And the very important thing is they are dealing with errors in the software system. And they are maintaining security of the whole computer system. They are maintaining a computer log and they are allowing the communication between user and computer system. Okay, interface and the graphical user interface. These are user interfaces of the operating system. Generally, we are using with Microsoft Windows. Before this graphical user interface, we were using that. For example, maybe I don't know, before 1990s, and that was like this black screen. They changed the blue screen and the changing, but generally we were using that because, for example, if you want to see your files inside of the, for example, desktop, for example, on the C file or C folder, and you can see here, just you can type dir. Dir means directory of your file or folder. It requires a user to type in instructions to choose options. Okay, in the graphical user interface, you want to learn the commands. No need to memorize it. Just you can click if you have some information about that. It allows you to extract the computer. Okay, a few commands you can use or no need to use commands. Okay, let's continue. For example, these are the examples of the command line interface. And what was that? Just I want to go back first. We have one video. Okay, you know, this is the sample of my system and CD. If you type, sorry, before this, if you want to go to command prompt, just you can go to the start menu and you can type what was that? CMD. CMD means command. Okay, command prompt you can go there. And after opening that, you can type your CD. As you see here, current directory. If you use after CD double dot like this, it is going to back. If you want to go to the other folder, you can use just typing of the local disk name. For example, D from the C to D, we are going to semicolon, D and semicolon, you can go to the local disk. This is the example. How can we clear this screen CLS? We can go, we can see the directory, dir, has lists, you can see the lists, there, the rates and exit ends of the CMD. We have now one video. Let's see that how it is possible to use.
Go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to notice is whenever you pop this open, you have a little indicator, and this is called the current working directory. It's basically where you are on your computer. So let me open up just Windows Explorer, and I'll show you guys the equivalent of it. So right now it says I'm in C, users, so I'm in our drive, and directory of users, and the user I am is Bucky. So this is where I'm at right now. Now, if you're using this Windows Explorer, in order to move around to a new directory, you just find one and double click it like this. So I wanted to move in my desktop, double click that, easy stuff. Now, if I go back, I'll just click this back button, or I can click up here. However, in our command line, we don't have that one. We don't have anything to click except this big black background. So how would we move into the desktop? Well, anytime you want to change your directories, you type the keyword CD. That means change directory. So from here, remember, we can just go desktop and hit enter, and that means I want to change or go into my desktop. And look at that. So now we're basically in the desktop. So now we can run whatever tools and, make files from here, make directories, whatever we want to do. Now you're thinking, all right, well, how do we get back? Because in Windows Explorer, you can either click this right here, or it has a big old back button. With the command line, we don't have that back button. So anytime you want to go back or up a directory, what you do is you write CD, and instead of back or anything like that, you write ... This means take me to the parent directory. So if you see, my path is users Bucky desktop, so it's pretty much going to bump us back into Bucky right there. Pretty cool. Now, you know how I said that anytime you want to change a directory, you pretty much write CD and then name where you want to move into? Well, you're not only limited to moving one step at a time, you can actually move multiple steps. So you see, like, in this Windows Explorer. If you want to get to a file or folder inside my desktop, you click desktop, and then I don't know, maybe you want to go into videos. 2 clicks. So from here, what you can actually do is this: type desktop and then backslash, and then videos. So hit enter, boom, look at that. So we already see that whenever you use this, it only takes 1 step, typing in 1 path rather than 2 clicks. So that's pretty cool. And now if you guys are like, all right, well, what if I want to go back 2 steps? So I want to go back into the desktop and back into Bucky. Well, what you do is, see, I thought this is going to take 1. However, if you do / again, this means take me back 2 directories.
Okay, thank you very much all. This is last news with Michelle, and I hope you enjoyed.